Here is a poem of historical importance because it's called How the Lord Made Texas. God was cream-crackered, down on his knees from making the flowers, the birds and the bees. There were lions and tigers all over the land, horses and sheep. It all looked so grand. With dogs, cats, cows and monkeys too. He said, I always wanted a private zoo, gazing down from my cloud on such earthly bliss. Though when I made man, I must have been pissed. He gathered his angels, pulled up a stool and said, okay guys, it's time to down tools. Put your feet up lads, the beers are free. Order some grub, that party's on me. Now the cherubs, a bit wary, they all looked around. They weren't much used to painting the town because the boss was known as a miserable sod. Not many friends and tight, well, for a god. But the angels, cherubim, imps and elves, along with the governor, all stuffed themselves. Pizzas, Big Mac, KFC and mountains of carne, con chili. The booze flowed freely, halos slipped. Till God said, lights out now, time for a kip. 'Cause tomorrow, me boys, we got a big day. I have to start work on the great USA. He was up with the lark, and well before dawn, had a good belch of fart and a yawn. The others weren't even yet out and about, and 40-odd states were already mapped out. There was Utah, of course, and Maine, Idaho, with a whole sort of bottom left north of New Mexico. But getting a bit peckish, he said, time for breakfast. And then, let me see. Oh, I know, I'll make Texas. Well, he finished his toast, his jam and his tea and announced he was off to the WC. Bit of a binge last night. What a jump. I can't hold on, it's time for a dump. So, slipping inside and all on his own, he perched himself up on his big pearly throne. Flicking through the news of the world, he waited. But even divinities get constipated. Praying for the crap that'd make his day, he pulled out his map of the US of A, spread it all out till it covered the floor, and gazed down in wonder and total awe, for there at his feet lay the great Opus Dei, God's heaven on earth. That's what Americans see. So taken was he, his eyes all agog. The silly old bugger slipped off of the bog. Now, was it the shock or divine intervention? His bowels gave up every sign of retention. A mighty thank God, well, thank me, was heard, as out of his arse slipped an almighty turd. He tried getting back on the loo, but alas, it landed slap bang just south of Dallas. In horror, he thought he was in for a fit. From Fort Worth to Houston, all was covered in shit. Now, it's funny how things turn out in a way, because that's how it's remained, right up to this day. Now, perhaps it's their dream, and I don't want to spoil it. Some people are happy to live in a toilet that's governed by those on the lunatic fringe, rednecks making old Caligula cringe. The place is a mess, but we know who to thank. The Lord shut Texas. My God, how it stank.